vede il cielo, tu che ci fai, si vane altere, ti maledico, ti maledico, mia beltà.
Hello, everybody, and thanks to Marina and Peter Reichel for being responsible for this event. My name is Grei's Бъмбри, and I am here today to honor the memory of my colleague, the great basso Nikolai Gyaurov. For me, he was one of the best bassos in the world. And as everyone knows, he had a powerful, passionate, and beautiful voice. He was a great actor, and I had the opportunity and pleasure to sing with him in many performances around the world. For example, in Don Kарлos, with him as King Philip, and with me as Princess Eboli. We were both often invited to sing in the same productions as guests everywhere. He was King Philip, and with me as Princess Eboli. It was always a pleasure to be surprised when I arrived that Nikolai was my Filippo. I hope the same was true when he saw that I was the Eboli. In any case, I also had the opportunity to work with him in Hernani in Chicago Lyric Opera in 1984, or in La Forza del Destino at the Metropolitan in New York City in 1983. In rehearsals, he was always in character as King Philip and Silva in Hernani. But the thing I want to say is that it was always good for me, because I always came in, let's say, in the middle of a production, and to find him or my colleagues in character was a big help. Nikolai always sang roles of great character, and he was. I remember him in that manner. He was always a gentleman, and it was a pleasure to be in his company. Unfortunately, we both took our careers in a very professional manner. Therefore, I had no memories outside of performances. We were always at home preparing for the next performance. For that reason, the rehearsal period was very important for me, simply because we had the opportunity to revisit and be able to share events of the past season. What I treasure greatly was the memory of hearing his voice booming down the corridor of the rehearsal room. And you knew that it was Nikolai coming, because you could hear that low voice saying, "What a beautiful voice." And it was a beautiful voice. You could always hear that bass voice, and you knew who it was. I remember in La Forza del Destino, Act 2, the duet, Infelice delusa Regetta, Leonora and Padre Guardiano, when he slowed the tempo down, which was too slow for me, by the way, but it was still very beautiful. When you perform so many times with the same people over so many years, they become part of your family. And it was always a pleasure to meet them, whether it was at the Royal Opera House of Covent Garden in London, or Teatro alla Scala in Milan, or the Metropolitan Opera in New York City. Wherever else, didn't matter. It was always a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed this evening, and I can't tell you how sorry I am that I cannot be there with you. Bless you. Grейс Бъмбри.
Fierezza il dice a me come da prar suonate allora fulgar orrenda il cerbrillo come da prar suonate allora fulgar orrenda il cerbrillo che per la Spagna l'uomo non vuole e può venire lascerò che per la Spagna l'uomo ancora